This video had actually been scheduled for much earlier on, but unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, it was pretty late. Honestly, I'm sorry about that, guys. But on the bright side of things, we're seeing some really interesting changes coming to Clan Wars 2 so far with their newest announcements, but I still think they're a long ways off. Some of the things that they're missing could really be like those tournament standard game modes we talked about and the cosmetic stuff, but whatever, it's still a welcome change nonetheless. Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we have a special guest here with us. We have Bailey Opie. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So we're just gonna be discussing quickly, well, as quick as we can, some of the thoughts that we have on the Clan Wars 2 update and how it's, kind of flopped. It's kind of obvious that's where this video is gonna go, but we're not just gonna be completely negative. We're gonna have a little discussion, seeing, what suggestions we both have, and just things that people might have not given enough credit, because not all of this update is bad. Some of it is actually kind of good too. So I have some questions here lined up. Let's start off with the first one. So, are you fine with the structure of river races and these Coliseum battles? What are you thinking here with what we have in the game right now?
So I like that the change from Clan Wars 1 was that you now face against, I mean, you always faced against a certain few clans, but you face these clans, throughout the month. So what I really like about this is that you sort of build almost a rapport against these clans. So like, you dislike this clan because they're your close rivals and whatnot. And I like that there are different game modes. I would like that to be more game modes, and I like the concept of a Colosseum. However, I think the Colosseum probably needs to be something a little more epic, I guess. Can I say that? A little more epic? Probably.
Personally, before, I was kind of more of the opinion, like, I did not like facing the same clans every single week, because it'd be like, if you happen to be matched up against a clan with stronger players, or just like a sheer advantage in numbers of active players, it could be a little depressing, seeing your little clan just struggling to just get ahead, and not lose the race, even though like most of us don't even get a reward at the end of the week. It's pretty sad, honestly.
I think it just lends itself to, try-hard clans, and while, that's fine for the clans who do enjoy Clan Wars, and I think it more so just, I think you'll end up having, it's still relatively new, but what I think will end up happening is there'll be clans who really care about Clan Wars and who will really try in Clan Wars, and if you're one of those players who wants to go playing Clan Wars, you'll join one of those, and then you'll have the clans who don't care, right? But
Yeah.
I think what that'll really take away is just having a clan with people you like, because say you don't necessarily like Clan Wars, well, what if your best friend, your best friend in Clash loves Clan Wars, right? Then you're not going to be able to really play in the same clan. So I see how it is an issue, but really I think it's okay. I think there could be changes, but I think the system right now is okay but not perfect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll meet you halfway with that. I'm honestly a fan of some of the stuff, but the execution definitely missed the mark by a lot. Like, it's okay if we want to have like casual clans versus competitive ones. That's kind of how it's always been, really, if you think about it. Like, the larger clans are usually more tight knit and have a better community and, communication stuff. But honestly, though, one thing that does bug me about the way war works right now is that you don't have a middle ground. You As you said, there are going to be two groups right now: clans that are either super competitive and they're always taking part in their wars, and then there's just like the casual clans, your friends who don't really care too much about playing the game. They just want to have a good time, you know. But there is a lack of a middle ground where you can also do wars on and off. Right now, with the system as it is, I've seen that you have no option whether you want to take part in a war or not. You have to be taking part in every single war, otherwise your clan is just going to continuously be losing trophies, which is honestly stupid if you really think about it. Like, there should be some period for rest. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think an opt-in system would certainly be good. Obviously, like, the old system didn't have necessarily an opt-in system, but your opt-in was to play in Collection Day or not play in Collection Day. So I think that you could definitely improve the system by having a little button that is like, yes, I would like to play Clan Wars this week, or no, I wouldn't, and then, matchmaking is determined on how many people say that they would like to play Clan Wars.
Yeah, that's kind of how Clan Wars 1 actually worked there, as you
Yeah,
said, with the collection day. I was honestly a fan of that. At least then, you wouldn't feel an immense pressure to join every single war because, like, if you're in the clan, you have a responsibility to join war. Otherwise, you're just basically letting everyone down, as
yeah.
is right now.
And that lends itself to the tryhard clans and like the noob clans,
Yeah,
which can sort of break up the community a little bit, but I don't know, maybe they'll fix it.
hopefully, hopefully. So what are your thoughts on the matchmaking with respect to River Race and like individual 1v1 matchmaking? You talked about there needing to be a variety of game modes. Honestly, I don't understand why they didn't just bring over tournament standard game modes into this new version because they did have they had some community backlash there from not having tournament standard battles in Clan Wars 1. So knowing that bit of info from before, why not just add it in Clan Wars 2?
I don't understand why draft and triple draft and stuff like that isn't in Clan Wars 2. It was in the first one. Like, why would you remove those features? Like, those were fun
Yeah,
game modes. You know,
yeah,
I'm a sucker for draft and triple draft. I love those game
same.
modes. I don't know why they've just completely removed them. I understand, you know, wanting the war decks and stuff, but I think maybe the war decks could just be a thing for like Colosseum, because then it makes it cooler, you know, because then it's more rare and scarce to have to use your war decks to just have them in
Yeah.
Colosseum. And then, you know, the River Race is just your normal Clan Wars 1 game mode.
I get what you're saying there, man. Honestly, that is honestly what I would prefer, because like as of right now, it's just a lot of repetitiveness with just using the same four decks exactly as is. You can't double down on cards on multiple decks. Like if I want to use Ice Spirit to help, you know, make the cycle cost a little bit cheaper for my decks, I can't. I can only use it in one specific deck, and I have to know that that deck is the best deck for an Ice Spirit. But if the cards that my clan collected at the start of wars in general was a bit bad, I might not have an option to bring down the cost as much, and levels. It still kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially because there aren't that many one elixir cards. Do we have 3 now?
Yeah,
Like, there are a
yeah,
few, but I guess 4. There are a few, but there aren't like a lot of one elixir cards. So maybe you can have one in every deck, but like say one of the say like they nerf skeletons or something, then you don't really want
again.
to force them in just to have cycle. So yeah,
So,
it's tough.
yeah. Honestly, though, like you said, having the restrictions for the decks might be more practical for the Colosseum battles, if
Mm.
anything, to make it more special. But I honestly would like to see the classic deck game modes come back because they promote a lot of variety of playstyles. Like you have to learn these specific decks and how they play against all the others that are in the deck pool for that game mode. I honestly think that was helping players understand the game better, at least from Clan Wars 1.
Yeah, I actually really like that game mode too. Especially because it was tournament standard. You know,
Yeah,
in Clan Wars 1, I would just use all 3 of my battles in the tournament standard modes because whilst I have a few max decks, I don't necessarily want to always play the same deck and always play it in the game modes that I have to play my own card levels at. So I think tournament standard should be in there somewhere. I can understand why they haven't used it because they want people to upgrade their own collection, but yeah,
hmm,
personally I don't think that card levels should be the main monetization for the game anymore.
yeah. They should definitely continue with what do I say here?
Cosmetics.
It's cosmetics. Yeah, they should definitely be continuing with the
I'm just a
cosmetic
dictionary
aspect.
today. I'm just a dictionary today.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so okay, so we just touched on the levels a little bit there. Like, what do you think about players competing for different rewards when they're playing any games and varying repair points for their boat repairs?
I actually
So,
have a very controversial opinion on this one.
mhm.
I think it's positive.
Is it?
Because when you think about it, right, the fame points you get help your clan gain clan trophies and put you in a higher league. So,
Yeah.
if I am a max player and I am gaining more than a level 6 player, all that is happening is that I'm accelerating myself to a higher league so I'm not facing against level 6 players anymore. On the surface, it's like, oh, I'm being punished for not having card levels, but actually, eventually it will separate the level 13s from the level 6s. So I think it's a smart design decision that a lot of people maybe don't rate because they just see it as a punishment for not being maxed.
Hmm. I guess I can kind of see where you're coming from there, but the boat repairs, though, I mean, I kind of don't like that you have to be a high level already to help your clan out with the boat repairs much, because the whole point of the boat repairs, at least from their trailers and stuff before, they said that low level players in high level clans would have a spot to fill or a role to fulfill, and it sucks. You just click battle and you use up your battles immediately. You get a little bit of repair points, not even a whole lot, and it's not even fulfilling task to do. You just click a button, boom, that's it. You don't battle. You have no source of engagement in the game. Anyone can do it, even a little kid.
Yeah,
Doesn't really take much
I
thought.
don't think that should be a, a part of Clan Wars. I think there should even be like a little mini game, like even
Yeah,
against an AI that's gonna like even let you win, like just something so like I'm actually playing. You know, it's I don't want to say it, but it sort of strikes me as a little bit lazy to have just gone, hey, here is a button you can press to contribute to your clan if you're not high enough level. And
exactly.
yeah, I'm just not a big fan of that as a concept. But for the normal battles, I quite like the level 13s get more rewards because again, with time, it will separate all the high level people.
Yeah, I guess it would like reward your investments into the game long term.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, so we talked about the boat battles there. So, I mean, the repairs, but the boat battles, though, ultimately, I'm of the opinion that they're pointless. Like, no one should waste their time doing boat battles. What do
Yeah,
you think?
somebody, I can't remember the name. I would give him a shout. I can't remember the name for the life of me. Somebody on
Alright, I'll,
Twitter messaged me some stats that it was like even doing one boat battle is like just hindering your clan because I'm not going to explain the maths, but it's sort of because there are 4 clans that you're against, or you can help your one clan. So it's always better to help your one clan than hinder one of the 4 opponents, right? So
yeah.
okay, like in terms of balancing, really bad, should never be done. But even in terms of gameplay, like it's so exploitable. One of like my best videos that I did before I quit was an exploit in the boat battles where you just play high elixir cards. I'll explain it briefly, but basically the AI on your defense will play a certain amount of cards. It doesn't care about the elixir cost. So say it's going to play 4 cards no matter what. You can have that be 4 skeletons, or you can have that be 4 Peckers, right? And in no situation would you want that to be 4 skeletons because, well, it's just worth so much less. So
Yeah.
the exploit is basically you just stack your defenses with heavy cards, and I don't know, it's not balanced in terms of playing it, and it's not balanced in terms of like how worth it is to play, and it's not fun. So again, I think it's a feature they could have done so much more on. I think an AI game mode is something that so many people have wanted, and this just misses the mark so much because it just doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, because for the 4 years I've been playing this game, I remember even I had a phase where I was like, we should have PvE, player versus environment or something. And we did technically get that if it's controlled by an AI for the boat battles, but like it's not fulfilling at all. We just discussed it sucks. There's no point to really doing it when you can just help your one clan push forward rather than
Yep.
trying to split up your attacks and micromanage like which clan should we attack first and how to manage that with the actual battles you're doing for your clan. It's just a lot of unnecessary effort if you think about it there.
Yep, it's not fun, it's not fulfilling, it's not balanced,
Hmm.
it's... I
It's
hate
just
to
good as a
complain.
conception, like
Yeah,
a conception to like add to the game, like something new and dynamic, but they missed the mark.
I agree, yep.
Okay, what do you think about players throwing matches for easy rewards? Is this bad for the game? Because as is right now, they're not just rewarding the players that win a match, they also try to give a little something to the people that lose, which is honestly a nice touch because, again, back to the point where you have low level players and stuff in high level clans, or just people that are super casual and they can't win much matches. Like, they still get something out of it, but it is another exploit in Clan Wars, at least when it comes to being lazy. Like I myself, I have 3 accounts, right? I don't have time to play all 3 accounts anymore. Maybe in Clan Wars 1 I did, but certainly not now. So it's pretty easy for me to just like hop into a battle on my account, switch to a tab, and just play a YouTube video or something in the background while that goes on, and then go back to it, and I get rewards for my clan. What do you think?
I think the mechanism is positive, right? Because it limits the frustration of losing. Because yeah, you lost, but you still get a little something, so you're not completely useless, right? So I think the mechanism generally is good, but I think the sole reason the exploit even exists is because of how tedious Clan Wars is, and how monotonous, and how samey, to use a less extravagant word.
Oh no, it's fine.
Just how samey it is, right? You play the same game mode, with the same decks, for the same rewards, for the same purpose, and it never ends. So
Yeah.
for me, the mechanism of rewarding players who lose is fine, but it needs to be in a system where people actually want to win, right? People don't care about winning because they just want to get the rewards and not have to worry about playing in Clan Wars. And I think the issue isn't with that mechanism I said, I think it's just with the game mode as a whole generally.
Yeah, if it was a little more engaging somehow with the other game modes like we had before, I think less people would do this strategy. I mean, I personally would be inclined to battle more, but again, time. So personally, for my ult at least, I might throw, but my main at least, I will play the game as it's meant to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense. Like, you don't want to be
Yeah,
spending what,
because I mean,
4
the
battles?
accounts are in the clan anyways, so might as well get some points.
It's like 4 battles. Let's say on average they're like 4 minutes long. It's 16 times 3, 48 minutes just to do Clan Wars every day. Like, it's almost an hour when you consider selecting the decks and changing accounts and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it can be pretty annoying.
It definitely adds up, and for a system which, again, isn't that engaging and doesn't really get you, anything too excellent, it's not worth it for you, and I understand that, and I just wish it was more engaging.
Yeah, same man. Hopefully they do make some changes, because I remember them saying publicly that they know that the update didn't hit the mark and that they would be working on some changes for it. Hopefully we get some teasers soon about what those changes might be, because I honestly need to see these in the game right now if I'm going to continue playing myself.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive. Like, I know we've been a little bit critical in this video, but the positive is that they've recognized that it doesn't hit the mark, and they're communicating that they recognize that. There have been so many updates previously that haven't hit the mark, and they've just sent the update and then disappeared, and then we're all here like, oh well, this sucks. So
I honestly appreciate them acknowledging it. It's a big thing to do, what to say you're wrong to like millions of people over the internet.
But you always have like those 12-year-olds who reply to that and are like, haha, got you, we knew it was wrong. But for like people who are more mature like us, we really appreciate that, right? It's a real positive because recognizing that you're wrong is like the first step to improving. So hopefully there'll be improvements. I think Drew posted about improving it. I didn't see if there are any specific things, but props on doing that. As you said, it takes some balls to do that, and it's appreciated by us people who, see it as a positive.
Yeah, hopefully some more people will try to consider what we just said there and be a little more open-minded to the changes and stuff, and the reactions that the developers have when people comment on how bad or good an update is in the future.
Yeah, I'm always really cynical of like all balance changes and updates and stuff, but I understand that like the dev team don't do it on purpose. They don't go, oh yeah, we're gonna make Clan Wars really boring. That would be a good idea. Like, they know that was never their intention.
They're a company that's out to make money and also give us a good game, so giving us boring content on purpose is just like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, they thrive when they make good content, so
exactly.
I just think the perfect term is missed the mark. I think they tried and they just a little bit off, and maybe they can tweak it, I don't know.
Hopefully. Anyways, so what's your stance on the social impacts that clans have with this update right now? We talked about there being a division or like a general grouping of 2 clans, and I think I mentioned there being a middle ground. Is there anything else you want to add to that, really?
My clan is dead. My clan was very of the mindset that if Clan Wars 2 sucks, we're all quitting the game, so...
Oh, dang.
Yeah, most people from my clan quit, so is that a social impact? They don't have a clan anymore? Yeah. But yeah, as I said like previously, it just creates this divide of either we're gonna do loads of Clan Wars and try hard every single one, or we're just never gonna play Clan Wars. So Yeah,
Yeah,
it creates the divide where if me and my friends have different goals, we can't really be in the same clan because you can't not play Clan Wars in a competitive Clan Wars clan, whereas before you could sort of get away with a little bit more.
yeah, I know what you mean, man. And rip my fellow introverted dudes who don't want to like seek out a new clan because it'll be an unfamiliar environment to them, so they might be pressured a lot more than just a regular extrovert.
And
You know what I
also,
mean?
yeah, and also think of how many people play this game because their friends play it. Like,
Yeah,
a lot of people, I can definitely say this was true for me in 2016. Um, I had like a group chat with all of my real life friends, and we used to like do races to the next 1,000. So like it was race to 1,000, then 2,000, then 3,000, then 4,000, and
yeah,
we played because other people played and were always pushing us. Like when somebody got a legendary, it was like the biggest stab in the heart because it was like, bro, he's got such an advantage over me to get to 4K, and we really
yeah.
cared because of that social impact. But now that a lot of people are potentially being split up from their friends, they might leave the game, and I don't know, I think it's a very harsh way to go about it, and probably just an oversight on Supercell's part.
For sure. So, do you think that Supercell should keep Clan Wars 2 being a huge grind fest? Because, like, as I said, there is no room for pause. So players just have to keep at it every day if they care about this game that much, or they just drop off pause entirely and just play ladder or challenges, I guess.
Yeah,
There's no opportunity for a clan to just like stop, take a break, because if you do, you lose trophies, and losing stuff is never good.
yeah, I really don't like how there's not a start war button. Like, in
Yeah,
the old Clan Wars, you could just go, yep, that's it, we're happy with our clan trophies, and we'll sit here for a bit until we really want to play again. But now you're just shoved in, you know?
yeah,
It was really weird on update day when I first opened the game, we were already in a war, it's like, bro, who did that? Wait, no, who did that? Supercell did that.
and they kept doing it.
Yeah, right?
They kept
Maybe
doing
it's
it.
cool the first time, because it's like, oh, everyone's gonna
Yeah,
play it. But from then, I think there really needs to be a start button, and there really needs to be either an opt-in system on every player's device or game, I guess, or there needs to be like a clan leader selection where you say, we want to submit 20 people for this war and this will be the 20, or you could do 40, 50, 30, however many you want, and they just match you up with somebody who has that same number selected and the same amount of people selected. And if one of your people who you've selected doesn't play, well, that's your fault. You selected them. You sort of
yeah.
not deserve to get punished, but you know what I mean.
That's a bit of the fault of communication not being there. Like for the person to say, I'm not actually gonna be there on time,
Yeah,
because some people just like they play the game and then they don't communicate their activities, so people will be set back with plans.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that there. What solutions do you think we might have for making wars more balanced? So we have the addition of tournament standard game modes, opting of members into wars and stuff, and the big pause button that does not exist. Anything else you think we should have?
Yeah, so I guess if I take a long-rooted answer on this, I think cosmetics need to become the primary monetization of this game. I think, like, nobody cares that much about card levels anymore, I would dare to say. Like, maybe people care about it because it's all there is to do.
Some
But if
do.
you, yeah, because it's all there is to do. But if you took it away,
Yeah.
I don't think that many people would go, oh no, I can't upgrade to level 13 anymore. Like, personally, the cosmetics need to be the primary sale point, and then upgrading your cards needs to go, cap out at 13, but lower how hard it is to get to 13. So let's say from level 1 to level 9, this isn't true, but let's say from level 1 to level 9 you need 100 cards. They should make level 1 to level 13, that same 100 cards, right? They should just lower how many cards you need, put all of the money into skins, into emotes, into custom arenas, into whatever you want to do, even like a different colored name on your profile, or even like a different theme on your profile, or anything like that. Star points were a start, but like that needs to be monetized, right? Instead of being on upgrading cards. Then you need to bring Clan Wars to being tournament standard. Whether you're below or above, it shouldn't matter. It should just be tournament standards, so everybody can play it. And then bring back the old game modes, right? So your drafts and your triple drafts and whatnot, all at tournament standards, right? I don't want to play triple elixir with my own card levels. I have like a level 9 balloon. I don't want to be using that, right? It's not a thing that I want to do. yeah, I think the monetization should be shifted. Obviously, they're not going to do this. This is in my ideal world. Monetization shifted, tournament standards, more game modes, and make the Coliseum more epic.
Speaking of the Coliseum and stuff there, I just had an idea, like right when we were talking about the star level points. I honestly think it is an okay system. It definitely served their purpose at the time it was introduced, like giving level 13 players a thing to do, with their time in the game and stuff. But I think we could do away with the system itself, like rework it completely. We just talked about there being a need to have more cosmetics in the game. And I think if we move over the star level system to wars, such that like you play a war, right? And you do okay, you get X amount of points, it's gonna be able to like give you more points in a shorter time, because right now as is, even if you're playing very actively, you're not gonna get a lot of star points in a short time, right? There's no alternatives to getting star points, so if you want to get your skins maxed out, you have to, spend a lot of gold, and to get a lot of gold, there's a lot of grind, but then that also means a lot of time. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I don't even want to think about the numbers.
Yeah, to get like just power 1, I think it's like 1.5 million or something that you need to spend. I can't remember, I saw this a while ago on Twitter.
Oh, no. If you mean for like the star levels, it starts off at like 10,000, then
no,
it's 15,000.
I mean gold. To get 10,000 star points, I think you need to spend 1.5 million gold.
I'm not sure. Maybe someone else might run the numbers first. In that comment. Okay, there's that. I think it would be pretty cool if we could work towards the star level points, or whatever you want to call it, through wars. And then aside from just card skins, I really do hate the idea that content that was there in the previous seasons is temporary, like all the unique arenas and stuff. I think it'd be kind of cool if we can go back to that, just like live off the old days a little bit.
Purchase it and have it as your default arena. You know when you play in a challenge and it gives you a random arena? Why?
Yeah.
Why can't I have
I like using the specific arenas. Like if anyone challenges me to a friendly battle, you can bet that I'm gonna cancel that battle and load the battle myself with my favorite arenas. And if they do want to make it kind of fair to some people, like maybe you could have an option where you're okay with loading whatever arena someone else wants, or you can both have your own arenas. You see two different things, but it's the same game. Everyone is happy.
Or
what do you think?
You see the same arena, but you know how there's True Red and True Blue?
Yeah.
What if it was always the arena of True Blue? So you have like a 50% chance every game of it being your arena, or it's the arena that your opponent wants.
There could be some visual aspects to actually help players determine who is True Red and True Blue in that. So yeah, I'd be all for that, because honestly it's a bit of a mess trying to figure out who's who. I can't even remember the details that OJ explained so long ago on that.
I think they've mostly fixed it now. I think they changed, this is really nerdy stuff, I think they changed a lot of the game, so those interactions don't really happen anymore, but they're
probably just for those troop spawning races things, that there was a slight thing up until recently, like they made it so that troops spawn exactly in the same spots, I think now.
Oh.
So yeah. Like if my Royal Hogs are gonna spawn on the left, they're gonna spawn on your right to match them evenly, and they're not gonna have like any funky kind of movements around the tower so that they split up a little bit. Some stuff like that happened in the past. It was pretty annoying. Yeah. Like my fire spirits could connect to your tower before yours could, or something like that. It's just pretty weird.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. I actually do have one other solution that I made in a solo video for critiquing the war. I want to know what you think about it. It's basically, you know how we have these card boosts every season?
Yep.
Yeah, so I basically thought, like, since they may not make a lot of tournament standard games, if any at all, mind you, I think one way Supercell could benefit and, just please the masses by a lot would be to have maxed out decks offered, like a deck slot. So you know how we have 4 deck slots that you have to use every war? What if the 4th deck slot, or just whatever number it's really assigned to, was a deck slot that any card you put into there will be maxed for the duration of the month. I think it would be kind of cool to like have free-to-play players being able to put in whatever cards they think would be best into that particular slot. And even if cooldown still exists, it wouldn't really affect anything. It would just mean that those particular cards are boosted and nothing else. So I can play 3 decks with my own levels, and then if I'm feeling bad about levels, being low, that last deck at least, I can always count on being maxed out so that I don't always have to struggle as a low level player. I can enjoy being a max player temporarily at least.
Yeah, I really like the idea. I think any way that you can even just like have like here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
If you play if you play with skeletons that are underleveled on your opponent, right? They don't kill them in
Doesn't
one
really
shot,
matter.
but yours die in one shot, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So even
yeah.
like
That is painful.
yeah, right. So I imagine a lot of free-to-play players struggle with this, like on ladder, right? Say even they
Yeah.
have a tombstone versus a tombstone, and their
Your
opponent's
tombstones are
always
gonna die.
yeah, I know it's gonna die, but it's just for example, um, even letting that player max that card to go against other max players gives them the actual interaction of the game that is balanced, right? So I think even though it's meant to balance war, I just think it's a good idea to give people a taste of what playing the game properly feels like instead of always playing at disadvantage with these weird interactions.
Yeah, because like honestly, we have open levels and then you have tournament standard. There is no going further or going beyond that for people who have not maxed any cards yet. They have zero experience what it's like to play a card at its full potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of good, honestly. There, and then if they want to take it a step further and monetize this idea, Supercell, hit us up here if you listen to this. They can, in fact, put this into the pass royale system. So to not be like completely one-sided, free-to-play players, okay, you get one max deck slot for your wars, right?
Yep.
But people who buy our pass, they get two. I think like having two wouldn't be overkill, because like if we have like all max deck slots, people will complain about
Yeah,
that.
that's just
I wouldn't. I'd be envious of that too if I'm not with the pass that season.
Yeah.
It would suck. But two, I can make peace with that, right? I wouldn't even have to know, right?
Yeah, of course.
I
You
think-
play against somebody who's not using a max. But also, I think going back to rewards, what if like you win a war and it grants your clan for your next war you get a max deck slot if you win the war? Like I think that like then you can take away from these card rewards which will allow you to do tournament standards and have these weirder rewards that are still cool to have, right?
And more deck slots, right? Like we want more ways to get deck slots. We had to wait forever to get a few more, like 2 years ago. It would be kind of cool if you could buy your own deck slots too. And then maybe some kind of page to like micromanage it, I guess.
I think
That'd be some
I
designer's
think
job.
there would be upgrades about that.
Yeah, but I would love to see if we could sort out decks by like the game modes we have it. Right now, if you want to like store a bunch of decks, the best thing you can probably do is hit up Discord and make like custom channels and sort everything out. But that's a lot of work. Who wants to do that?
Nobody.
I think those would be some good changes we can see there in the game. So, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think we covered a lot there.
Okay, cool. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a blast. I honestly enjoyed this discussion. Like, I know you always say you enjoy discussing the nerdy details and stuff, but like, it's honestly the same here. It's always really, really interesting when you hear someone get really passionate about the game that they're into, and it just creates a nice vibe.
Yeah, I agree. I think like game theory and stuff is so interesting to me, and Clash is the first game I really got like into with that. So I spent a couple of years of my life wasting it on YouTube making Clash videos because I like game theory. But it was an honor, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. So you're quitting YouTube and stuff now, and I want to just say this. I really hope that you are going to succeed in whatever you do next, because honestly, I was a big fan of your work. I got to see you go from like roughly the same size as my channel to some great heights. You've done a lot, man. Congrats.
You're too nice, but thank you. I appreciate it.
No trouble. So if you guys can afford to do this, hit up the links in the description down below. Give Billy a follow on Twitter and stuff. I'm sure he'll still do something pretty epic every now and again.
Yeah, I tweet trash.
Hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
That is true.
So yeah, thanks again for coming on. Also, if any of you guys out there are needing a clan, we're currently recruiting for my clan right now. I'm pretty open to levels and stuff. If you're at least level 11, maybe around 4,300 trophies or above, we can try to work something out. Anyways, thanks again for coming on, mate. So that was the video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this sort of thing. Maybe I might do some more collabs in the future. Hope you all don't mind the slightly worse audio for this one. I've got to get myself a microphone. The audio recording was not going well. So anyways, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next video.
Also, as a funny side note, this video would have been done much sooner if we didn't forget to hit record during our first run, but hey, it was pretty funny to happen now for in memory just to look back on, so it's all good. Anyways, see ya.